to another installment of Free Smoke Division. I'm your host, Zansaurus, with my co-host, Greg, and Pride. We are going to get into this podcast. We are really excited about the topics we got going on today. Should be pretty lit, in all honesty. Definitely looking forward to it. So, Greg, how was your week? What'd you do this week? You do anything?
I've been preparing for my internship. It's a carpentry internship that I'm doing just for the money.
Oh, I feel you. Okay, that makes sense. Oh, man. I almost got exposed. But, yeah. Anything else?
Not really.
Not really? Pride? You gonna unmute to say anything, or you just not gonna say nothing? How about your week? Hello, Pride. How's your week been?
My week's been good, pretty much everything's been good, copacetic. We start to open soon.
Oh, nice.
We actually open, I think next Friday.
Next Friday, I might have to come do the grand opening.
Hell yeah, we're gonna have Ty Law, we're gonna have Ray Lewis, Ed Reed, and all of them motherfuckers.
Might have to just show up, just support the homie.
Hell yeah, it's gonna be cake.
Oh, cake.
We eat that? I mean, cake.
Wow.
Oh, my goodness. You know what's crazy? I actually can't see chat right now. So if anyone's out there typing in chat, I'm sorry.
Zan, how was your week, by the way?
My week? Well, so I was broke. Like, actually broke. Like, I hit, I think $0 sometime last week, which was weird because I haven't been that low in over 3 years. But the reason that happens is because I moved so much money around, and then I paid all my bills, and I was on payday at a whole $0 in the bank account. I was like, that's crazy. I cut that literally to zero. But then I got paid on Friday, and again Saturday, and again Sunday. And so I'm back sitting pretty, not broke anymore. And I got groceries, so that's good. And I got gas in the car. So, I can't really complain. You put food in the fridge, gas in the car, and you got a little bit of cash left over. I say that's a great week. That's a great start to a week. And I'm looking forward to tomorrow because, I'm probably going to get a burger and maybe a hot dog. And I'm looking forward to that. So, shout outs to everybody that served, for having Memorial Day, to our armed forces. That's very important. Support the troops. Gang, gang. But yeah, we're going to hop right into this podcast because, one, I think our hour-long podcast doesn't have to be an hour long, especially when it's not a lot of people here. But, oh, yo, what up, Mac? Mac, do you want to say how your week has been, or you chilling? Well, we're going to let Mac get things together. And we're going to just move right into the first topic then. So, first topic of the evening is going to be, yo, what up, Lion?
What's happening, man?
Yo, what happened? How your week been, Lion?
Extra trash.
Extra? Why?
Yikes.
Just bad luck, bro. Just bad luck.
Bad luck? You want to go into detail, or you just going to leave it at that?
Did you double dip your stick in a...
Wait,
Huh?
say what now?
What you say now, Chuck?
That's crazy.
Yeah, it's just a lot of work-related bullshit
Work related. Actually.
that will take up the whole podcast if I go into detail.
All right. We don't want to do that.
Yeah, I definitely don't.
All
I
right.
don't even want it.
Yo, static. How your week been?
Hi.
How your week been, static?
Sorry.
It's all right.
It's been light.
Light work.
Light work.
I feel that.
The grind begins soon.
The grind begins soon. How soon? Tomorrow soon?
Hopefully tomorrow, if they don't pull no BS.
All right.
But everything's paid.
All right, bet.
I just need to get in contact with the right people and get my whip.
I feel that.
You cracking the whip?
Mm-hmm.
All right. So, we've got some very interesting topics today for the podcast. Mac, did you want to say how your week has been?
Oh, I was just saying, it's like a regular week. It wasn't anything crazy.
Oh, how was your streams? I know you did a 12-hour stream.
Oh, the 12-hour stream was lit.
It was lit? All right, nice.
Yeah,
Right.
ended up somewhere you weren't supposed to be afterwards.
Oh.
No. This ain't shade. He went to his He thought he went to his Discord, and he actually went to WLA.
Oh, that's what
It's
you're
like,
talking
yo,
about.
and then this man was like, Shiakazit, and then he just dipped.
Oh man, I thought we were talking about something.
Oh no, we ain't talking about booty ain't eating great. You know what I'm saying?
I thought we were being toxic. You know what I'm saying?
Not today.
I'll post the toxic stuff in the chat. You know what I'm saying? We keep it off the stream. You know what I'm saying? That's just crazy. Yeah, we are just gonna have some free smoke in our DMs. But yes, today, guys, we got some really interesting topics to talk about. So, topic number 1, phase up. We're gonna talk a little bit about this Tfue drama and all the things that are going on with the team, and where do we begin with this? It's so thick.
What exactly is happening?
All right, to sum up in short, Tfue is a Fortnite professional player on Team FaZe, right? FaZe Gaming, or the FaZe Clan, right? FaZe Up. So, yeah, it is toxic. Tfue essentially is under this just absolutely ridiculous contract that I don't know anyone in their right mind that would sign. I know why he signed, young kid, no money, trying to make it, right? Of course he signed, but my goodness, some of the things in this contract. Static, can you pull up the highlighted portion that you made for us that I asked you to do? And then I'll post a Gyazo of that into the chat so people can take a look at just one paragraph that just kind of blew my mind when I was reading through it. It was absolutely predatory and just downright wrong.
It was
predatory.
Yeah, for the type of ownership,
it was out of this world.
It was literally out of this world. It was literally out of this world.
You also need to keep in mind a lot of esports organizations also have that
follow this same exact. Yes. So
Yeah,
the reason why I feel like this topic is so important is because it really sheds light onto some of these just absolutely ridiculous restraints that these players are under when they're with these teams and representing these brands. So, long story short, Tfue just wants to get out of this contract, right? Because the team he's under wants him to basically sign a new contract with new terms of service and different things like that. And Tfue just wants to get out from under the contract as quickly as possible with as little money lost to himself, right? Because he essentially just wants to go off and start his own organization, his own team, his own clan, and he wants to directly compete against the current team that he's on. So, it's really just the corporate side of the company versus the actual players, and then there's like the whole disconnect. And I truly believe that the main disconnect is the disconnect between the organization and Tfue, right? Like they can't seem to come to an agreement because the organization is not going to let, under like Tfue playing on the team, him just create his own competing organization. That's not going to happen while he's under contract. But moving forward, you would think that FaZe Clan would just, take the knee, take the loss, and, release him from contract. But that doesn't look to be like what's going on. I'm pretty sure that this is going to be a very long and drawn out process, and both sides are going to have to go to court. But I'm very interested in seeing how this story develops. How do you guys feel about it? Question being, do you guys feel that Tfue is wrong for wanting to get from under the contract, or do you guys feel like he should, ultimately just finish out the and just completely abide by the contract that he's under? Like, you guys think he should just I guess suck it up and deal?
Depends on how much money he gets.
Wait, actually, how long was his contract? Like initially,
3 years.
Mm-hmm.
It is a 3-year contract where normal contracts are 7.
Mm-hmm.
Because like right now he's he's 21, right?
Mm-hmm.
Just
I think, in all honesty, especially when the fact that I'm not saying Tfue just blew up, but as of late, he's really been one of the main go-tos. So it's his contract should be renegotiated, especially on the terms of what things are going in. But also, a contract's a contract. So there's two sides to it. But again, in the esports companies, they definitely bleed you dry, and they look for young talent because of this. Someone who doesn't make any money is oh, we're gonna give you $1 million, and you're oh shit, $1 million, and then you don't really pay attention to the breakdown, and so you're oh shit, I got $1 million, and then they take 80%.
You got $200,000, nigga.
Yeah, and then they take 80% of your earnings when you're number one in the world, and it's now that $1 million don't mean shit when they're making billions off of you and shit like that. So it's a slippery slope when it comes to contract.
Here's the thing to what you just said though, was they did try to renegotiate. They tried multiple times to renegotiate a contract. They sent him drafts that didn't even have a split. He was keeping all of it. He was the one dodging them.
Because he ultimately wants to make his own team. That's
what's going to bite him in the ass, though.
But the thing is, I don't think they're going to want to let him go because
they won't. There's a
contract.
There's a non-compete clause in that contract.
Yeah.
If he does it, he would actually be breaking the law.
Yeah.
So it's on top of them being able to take 80% of all of his revenue because he never wanted to renegotiate,
he can't do anything
they
about
can
it.
countersue him and win with no competition there. He wouldn't be able to say anything because he would have broken the law to begin with. So they would get compensation for that as well. So that's more than 100% of his income. He'd actually be owing FaZe.
Yeah, everything he would be doing would be pretty much in the hole.
And he would lose his name.
Yeah.
FaZe owns the name Tfue.
Yes. They literally own his name. So
his brand and everything.
Yeah, because a lot of people were, saying, "Oh, I feel bad for him and this and that." But to me personally, when it comes to a contract, as bad as it is and as crazy as the limitations were, you signed it, and
yeah, it's your responsibility to read it.
Yeah. Even if you are young and you're under the age, there's still someone who should have read that with you. This, you did sign your life away technically. So now the same thing happens even in sports. Rookies get signed to a 5-year contract for $10 million. Their second year they blow up. You still go on your rookie contract. It doesn't matter how many endorsements you make, but if you sign that contract, you got to invest, believe that you are worth a little bit more if that's what you think. So I mean, at the end, it's what you signed for. So you either stick with it or face the court at this point.
Yeah, that's it. If you read all of that and still signed it, I'm sorry. I don't feel bad for you, bro.
Yeah.
That was my issue. That was my issue with it. It's like, even if it's like a shady contract that a lot of esports, organizations, you know what I'm saying, follow that. Even if they follow this model, right? Like, who let this man sign this? And that was my issue with it. Yeah. Like, regardless of him having the opportunity to renegotiate this contract, who let him sign this in the first place?
Yeah, like his team,
his
team did him terrible. Like that was more that side. Like any business would do shit like that. They're not going to pay you exactly what you're worth.
Banks called it out in his response to the lawsuit thing. He said it himself that his father's kind of controlling when it comes to the money aspect of things. His father is the one who
got him,
who signed it, and he's also the one that has a problem. Now, what I was saying with the whole this is going to come back to bite Turner in the ass is, one, he already went against the contract itself. Two, they have proof that they tried to send other contracts to renegotiate the terms. Like, they have the valid proof. So he can't sit there and try to play victim with the whole, oh, they can take 80% of whatever. All he needed to do was sign the dotted line on the fucking no split contract. That's all he needed to do if it was a monetary thing. And even Banks, who is the owner of FaZe, he is the founder, well, not the founder, but he is the owner. He did say that it was fucked up. He said the contract is fucked up, but it's the same contract that they give to beginners. Because when you're making that amount of money, the team's also liable. Like, if you've actually read the contract, they're liable to take care of their players. They have to provide housing, they have to provide food and drink, they have to provide all of that shit. So it's not just they're taking their livelihood away, they're giving it to them and taking 80% of their earnings until they make something bigger. This happens on Twitch as well with their, 70-30 split for affiliates?
Yep.
This is a 10% difference here. This happens until you start making actual money, and then it goes 50-50. Then shit, it can go 80-20 in your favor. Hell, there might not even be a split if you get big enough, like Tfue is. Like they wanted to do, no split. So it's like, people are feeling really bad and siding with Tfue on this, but it's like, you need to realize, this man is manipulating the situation to make it to a point where it's like, I'm starting my own esports organization, give me those sympathy supporters.
Yeah, he's pretty much like trying to bully himself out of it.
Yeah, so I'm not falling for that shit. I'm sorry.
Sympathy dollars.
You got me fucked up with that one.
All right.
I'm gonna be real with you though. I would have took the deal. I don't give a fuck. I'm gonna be real with it. I probably would have read it, and yeah, but this is a contract I signed. I would have sat there and be like, all right, 3 years, cool, whatever. It's what I signed.
That's fine. As long as you own it and be like, yeah, I mean, it sucks,
that's
but
a whole lot more money than I got right now. So,
but it's like, it's the fact that like okay, what Prod's saying is what a bunch of people will do, right? But the fact that they gave him the opportunity to renegotiate this,
exactly, and he turned them down.
That's where he went wrong. That's
because
where he
could have even in those negotiations probably said, "Can we like try to rework something out?" So I kind of want to go somewhere else. Like that could happen at a table, But if you don't show up to the table at all, there's no discussion. Like there's nothing.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
No.
You don't have a leg to stand on no more. Like, what am I getting? What? Like, you don't deserve my sympathy because they tried to renegotiate it. You didn't want it. You signed it in the first place. So, what am I feeling bad for, bro? Like, just live with it at this point.
I'm not feeling bad for somebody who makes millions who only had 60,000 taken out.
Exactly.
Get the fuck out of here. But they can take it out at any point. Sign the fucking dotted line, dumbass.
Yeah. I think it's more of a principles thing. Like, I'm pretty sure I'm like one of the only people here that read the contract in full. So if Seafood's argument is like he wants,
I did.
yeah, if his argument is, hey, I want to go off and make my own team, and the organization made it very clear that that was not in the options of like realm of possibilities, then Tifu has but one thing to do, and that's literally sue the company to get out from under this contract, right? That's literally all he can do. He can't do anything else. And let's be honest, he probably wants to keep his name, keep the brand that he's built, and we're not questioning whether or not FaZe and FaZe Banks, like the team as well as the person, helped him grow his platform, because they helped him out tremendously.
Yep.
Like, absolutely. But the question now is Tifu gonna remain forced in this corner to where he feels like essentially he can't grow? Because, you know, if his dream is to be a team owner someday and get a jump start on that now, him getting out from under this contract is the best way to do that. Now, on to the next subject, because this next subject has me a little bothered. All right. So the next topic is going to be about an issue. So for context, 3 years ago, NATO, I don't know if people know what that is, but NATO signed a bill and agreed or made it, like, I guess, public information, or passed a law or bill that a cyber attack is a form of warfare because it's an attack. And because of that, it will fall under the same guidelines and regulations as war. Like, it's a frontier of war. So cyber is a frontier of war, right? Like,
Yeah.
so essentially what has happened in, I believe, Yemen, am I saying that right? I don't know.
Yemen. Yeah.
It's one of these Arabic nations, but apparently they were hacking, supposedly, you know. None of this stuff is confirmed. It's just highly likely. And that's my biggest issue with this. Like, nothing was confirmed. So, you know, in normal warfare, you can tell when someone is shooting at you, right? You can pretty much get their location. You can see visually. You can hear. You can... All of these different points of logic exist in physical reality to tell you that there is an enemy attacking you, all right?
Yeah.
Now, the response that Israel made was not one that was done in the virtual realm, right? Like, it wasn't hackers hacking back. No, it was physical. They shot a missile at this building. And I'm going to pull up the article so that you guys can see on stream like what this building looks like after this missile hit it. Is it open? Hello?
Nice barbecue.
Nice barbecue.
Yeah.
All right, there we go. It opened. So here's my issue, right? My issue is not that it's warfare. My issue is not that they feel like they're defending themselves. My issue is, how are they sure? How are they sure that this building is the point of origin, like, for the cyber attack? Because me personally, I know of way too many ways to spoof, VPN, change location, run through a different DNS. There are so many ways online to change your digital location that this seems a bit overwhelming.
Well, you also need to understand that Israel is a terrorist nation at this point. To anybody with a brain or anybody who's following Israel at
Hot
this point.
takes.
So it's like this was an excuse for them to do this.
Right.
This was an act of terror, straight act of terror that they thought they had a valid excuse for. But if you're a hacker, like what they're claiming this person was, you're covering your tracks. They're
Right.
not going to find you. And it's
Right.
definitely not going to be that fucking close.
And it's not gonna be in that building. I don't
No.
care what anyone says. Like, bro.
And even if it was, let's say it was, okay? Let's say that this was all true, right? There are way too many civilians for that to be something that they do.
Yeah, that was extremely reckless.
Yeah. So if
So-
it's for one person
so-
and they're going to do that, no.
So I'm just saying, Lion. Let's say you and your Uber, my guy, coming around the corner, and you're like, "What is that? Is that a
Bow.
is that a missile?"
What do you think?
Your Uber
Yep.
driver just jump out the car and start running, like he hitting the burners, and you just in the back seat like, "Oh man, here we go," right? Like, bro, I don't care what no one says. Like, if you can't, I'm almost to the point where I'm like, if you can't physically touch the person doing the attack, right? Like physically see them, physically verify, then the digital stuff that could be anywhere, anything. Now
I feel like
now I
they
get-
stick-
I get why they did this, right? So, like Greg said, scare tactic, fear, that's terrifying. That, like, think about it like this. So, you're at school, and some kid in your science class knows just a little bit more about the internet than you do. And he's in some government database or something. And they get from military or presidential order to airstrike your high school. What?
Yeah, that response that is not warranted at all. Like the response was extremely reckless. I'm like, okay, like you said, let's say they were hacking. All right, and you were completely sure that's where it's happening. That's the point of origin.
it wouldn't be
That
shit
doesn't
to
mean
use.
you fucking missile the entire building.
Exactly.
So
You run in that bitch.
So,
So,
a lot of people want to take the standpoint of this bill or law or legislation has been out for 3 years, and this is the first incident that this is like occurred in. My
Doesn't matter if
fear
it's the
is that
first
this is
incident.
gonna start speeding up. Oh well, if Israel did it,
So, one comment I would like to make with this is they are trying to make 20th century excuses for
Yes.
a very advanced digital age. In the 21st century, we know better than for them to say, "Oh, hacker." What kind of hacker is he? Not only that, but if he is a hacker who knows how to get into fucking government databases, which they make that seem hard, it's not hard. Like,
if you guys
one,
want to
he's
read
gonna
the
have he's
article,
gonna have
I'm gonna post it in the stream.
he's gonna have shit that's gonna hide his location.
Give me a second.
Even if he doesn't have that, he's gonna have a digital frag, which is going to just, you're not gonna be able to trace him at all. It's way too fucking hard to trace a hacker that knows what they're doing. So that building in particular, which is a residential area building, you don't send a fucking missile there. You send a person. A hacker's not gonna have a gun.
Yeah, well, they make the whole point that, oh, it's out of their basically like jurisdiction.
But it's not their
And-
missiles jurisdiction though, right?
Right, exactly. That's what I'm saying, bro.
That's quite literally a terrorist attack. Pack your ladles, little niggas.
All right, let's see. looking for our sponsor. Our sponsor. Shout out to Static GX. Shout out to Static GX. He's a graphic.
I knew it.
He's a graphic. He's a graphic designer.
It's the sponsor for the 16th.
Yo, this man, he be out here sponsoring the podcast. You know what I'm saying? He be doing his thing. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna show a little bit of his artwork. This is his Twitter account, and he did a transition. This is the transition. It's clean and it's mean. Let me take this text off. Hello, look at that transition. My goodness, that was created by Static GX. That transition is clean. We want to thank Static GX for sponsoring another wonderful episode of the Free Smoke Podcast. We're gonna get into our last topic of the evening, and this one hits me right in the heart muscle, bro. Like I really can't get emotional. Like I gotta be able to control myself. But like, man, when you guys prepare in chat, because you might hear some stuff. This topic is not gonna be pretty, and you know we might get a couple of angry people in here during this. But Donald Trump, our current president, a couple of days ago, I believe passed I don't know, I guess presidential order, or maybe it's just a letter to Congress. I'm not sure exactly what it is, but he's essentially proposing to create a game tax for games being sold because of the trade war with China. So
prepared to pay that 80.
I guess he doesn't understand that a lot of probably the majority of gaming companies are
digital. So we about to start paying more money to play games, guys. How he gonna tax? How he gonna tax free games? How you gonna do that?
Do I get money back?
It is only a proposal, so.
Now, if he really wanted to, he could just tax internet service providers. He could have done that.
But then again, that might raise prices.
I don't know, man. All I know is, Where will it stop? Will all
Probably
areas could you guys imagine having to pay extra taxes on downloadable content and skins?
No, because I get it all for free to begin with.
Yeah, how do you tax digital goods? It makes no sense.
Same way they tax it now, depending on your state tax or the tax of the state or country in which the company's from.
But the reasoning behind it is the trade war with China. So we're getting roped into a new, almost, what is it, a 25% tax?
What?
On consoles?
Oh, feels bad, man.
PCN is about to become a lot more popular.
And he also wants a 10% tax on imports. So that is really gonna reshape the gaming industry as a whole.
If it passes through.
Man.
It's very likely that this doesn't go through because
there's a whole bunch of old fucks in office right now.
I mean, but think about how many console users there are, right? So you've got Microsoft, right? What is their console? The Xbox One. Nintendo, what is their console?
And majority
the Switch, right? And then Sony. I mean, he's going to Like, think about that. Like, let's say you want to buy a console, right? And you're a kid. Like, we're talking kid. We're not talking about grown adult with a day job. No, we're talking kid with the lemonade stand kid. Now, all he wants to do is play video games with his friends that are in their parents are middle class, and they're a bit more fortunate. So he got the new console for Christmas. But now I'm Smojo all out of luck because I gotta go be one of those window washers on the side of the street, so I can raise these dollars to get a console to play games with my friends this summer.
You better get the washing,
bro.
You better get to the street corner. No,
the $400 console, $60 game. What? Now I gotta pay tax for a 20. What?
Is that on top of your state sales tax?
I think so. The thing is
that's fucking crazy, dude.
Bro.
25%. That's stupid.
How are kids, right? Because that's always the argument, right? Especially like in the gaming industry, PC versus console. It's like you can build a really cheap computer, but that might not be where your friends are. That's always been like when I was growing up, that was always the issue, right? I had to make the choice. Do I go Xbox or do I go PlayStation? Because I couldn't get both. I couldn't afford both. I went PlayStation because most of my friends had PlayStations. So if we really do have to start like paying more, like I already feel like the gaming industry as a whole is struggling, right? Because of oversaturation of like games like Fortnite. I feel like Fortnite basically kills really good games before they even get started, because Fortnite's where the attention is right now, right? Like you can't really grow playing a game that's 4, 5, 6 rows down on Twitch. You're not building a community doing that unless you're doing it off platform. Now that's the question. Like, you're building your community off platform. By golly gee willikers, you do that. You play whatever game you want, you variety streamer, you. But for most people, they gotta struggle in Fortnite. And if they're not literal gods at the game, who's watching them?
Even the gods don't get as many views.
I don't think it's fair to blame it all on Fortnite, and that's coming from somebody who hates Fortnite.
I mean, we're not blaming it all on Fortnite, but I'm just saying, like, a game like Fortnite really like kills the smaller indie projects that are going on that might not have really big funding like Fortnite, But
that's the thing, their market has never been the people who play Fortnite. So it's like they're not really taking people from buying that indie game because they probably didn't want to get it anyway.
No, but we're talking about attention and viewer retention, right? Like, if this tax on consoles is going to make gaming more out of reach than it already is, that creates a bigger problem for gaming as a whole. It's okay. So like, as we get older, right? We are the generation that like remembers playing games like at crazy hours. Like, who here play Call of Duty, right? Bro. Man. And then before Call of Duty, it was Halo. Like, people was really out here on Halo and Gears of War, right? Like, they was putting mad hours into those games.
All night.
Like, how many people here burnt out analog control sticks on their controllers, right? Like, we were when the Gamer Freaks came out and you could replace those, boy, that was game changing. DIY, fix your controller yourself, bro. When I tell you, I have some of the best memories spending crazy hours. Like going into class the next morning, zombie mode all day, sleep through all my classes. So when I got home that afternoon, I was ready to put in them 8 hours for the double XP weekend on Nuketown. Like, it was not a game, it was a lifestyle, bro.
See, I was fortunate enough to have a coach that played games with us on Xbox. So it was like we'd go home early from practice to play the new Halo or Red Dead Redemption in this case.
Bro, what I'm saying, like, my issue is this. When we impose a tax like this, we are furthering the gap that already exists. It's already hard to get a console. It's already hard to convince your mom or your dad to upgrade the internet package so you're not sitting in, like, you're the reason why the loading screen takes for like, don't let him be the host, like, bro, because he gonna disconnect like 4 or 5 times, like every 10 minutes.
Just got 10 down, and 1 up.
Got 1 up, 1 down, struggling, right? And then don't let your sister start trying to watch Netflix or something, or YouTube. Boom, you just get kicked right off the internet, or someone turn a microwave on and it's all over, bro. Like, man, I'm telling you, like, when we do, I guarantee you, Trump not even thought when he opened his mouth to say or state that, thought about people's experience. No, it's all about more money and in the government. It's literally that. It's a power play. It's like putting pressure where pressure doesn't need to be. Yo, go attack some other industry. I want gaming to be here for when my kids get here, right? Like, I don't have kids yet, but someday I will. I will have children, and I want my kids to be able to experience all the cancer that that online play has to offer, right? Like, just all of it, all of it's absolutely just making you want to just jump off a freaking bridge. All of that, they should be able to get to experience that. Where right now it's starting to look like the gaming industry about to be a bunch of prestigious kids that can afford it. Like, oh, hey, Bob, how's the game? Yikes. And be the only ones on the game.
Why can't it be Levante?
Oh, man. Like, I really just don't want to see these unneeded taxes kill an entire industry overnight. Like, man,
you already know if them taxes come through, them game prices is going up,
man. The game's already $60. That's why I don't play console. You know what? Like, let alone quality, right? Like, PC is just, like, we don't have to argue about this. This is facts. PC is a better gaming experience with certain hardware. Like, if you can afford the hardware, PC master race is a thing. But for the average Joe, console is okay, right? Like, console's nothing. The skill is there, and I know some console players that are better than PC gamers, right? Like, there's a lot of them.
Gaming is gaming, I guess.
Gaming is gaming. But when these new consoles come out, the PS5 and whatever Xbox calls their new console, right?
Xbox 2.
If these consoles base price 500 out the gate, 500 out the gate for the new console, and they gotta make profit, so you know the new one, right? The very first one probably gonna hit for the easy 700.
Oh, yeah.
And you gonna throw a tax in
Not
there?
even a bundle.
You gonna throw a whole tax in there? Cost me another almost 30.
That should probably end up close to 900.
Almost $50. What? And I still gotta buy a game, bro.
Yeah, that ain't even.
And the game gonna be taxed. How my friend gonna play co-op with me? I can't afford the controller.
forgot about the online membership.
Yo, that's
the online member.
not even a bundle, bro.
You forgot about the
My
online
man,
membership.
my man just bought the console with no wires or nothing. $700 plus tax.
I don't got a headset. I can't hear nobody. I can't communicate with the team, bro. Like, man, I cannot. That's $1,000. That is a grand.
Yeah, with the when you
That
buy
is
the
a
extra
grand.
controller in the game, yeah, that's $1,000.
That is $1,000. You know what you could buy for $1,000? You could put a down payment on a car.
Yeah.
And be
You buy a whole hoopty with that shit.
You could buy a whole car. You could buy a whole car for $1,000.
You know what's really funny about this tariff though on gaming consoles?
What's up?
You know the Japanese are sitting there like, that is a racist. We are not a Chinese.
Yeah, he's like, we're not even China.
That's facts.
We are.
That's what I was trying to say earlier. I'm like, bro, the gaming companies like Sony and Nintendo are in Japan. Why are you taxing China?
That's facts. That's facts. You making all of us like you making everybody pay because of China?
That's some Trump ass law right there. Well, they in the same area.
Hey, yeah, y'all over in the water. Splash.
President Trump for this. Have you heard of rape or non-pink?
I pay rent for 2. Facts, prod. I could lit roof over my electric air conditioner, bro.
You're like, why we get taxed? The Chinese don't even play games.
Oh, hashtag no rape racist. My cousin's Japanese.
You said no rape racist?
I said no racist, yeah.
Man, that's crazy. But
shout out to Dirt for the name change.
Like, I don't know about you guys, but I don't want this tax to go through. Straight up,
fucking no.
It's some trash. I read that article and was looking like this, bro. Let me pull it up so you guys can understand how I felt. Me reading that article today, I was like this. I was so sad, man. I was hurt. I was like, bro, Trump, somebody gotta stop this man. I came out the cut looking like Pikachu after that, bro. I got all teary-eyed. I was like, my kid's not gonna have this memory. I'm not spending $1,000 on a console so you can online play to 4 a.m.
Without the game. That's without the game. Because you gotta remember, bro, it's the state tax, which I'm in New York. That shit is 8%.
State tax tells
plus the 25% on top of that. The 8% already shoot that shit up to like 800.
Gaming tax, in-store tax if you go to GameStop. So you thought you were paying $800,
man.
You quickly paying $1,100.
Yeah, you're paying 11. No game.
$1,100 for the new console. No game.
Hold on,
Put
I
a
just thought
stick
about
of
something.
butter on my back, bro. It's over,
bro. I wish sales tax in Chicago was 8%. It's 11%.
Damn.
Yeah,
bro, that's highway robbery. I thought 8 was bad.
yeah.
11?
For $1,100, you could build a whole computer, monitor, keyboard, mouse, and all for 11, bruh.
Oh, if this gets passed and it makes graphics cards go up
Again?
you know there's gonna be a fucking war.
Bro, I might as well rack up on graphics cards right now.
Bro, I can't deal, man. I want to play video games, but I don't want to break my bank. This is what Trump looks at gamers like. This is all Trump sees. He does not see gamers. He does not see gamers. He sees dollar bills. He doesn't understand.
I mean, if you can afford an Alienware, shit. Why he slobbering? Get that shit all over the keyboard.
Well, I guess that's GG, everyone. We tried. We did our best. It looks like the gaming industry is a rip as a whole. Tfue is a Tfue, and Phase Up for life. And what was the other thing we talked about? Oh, better watch out. You better not cry, because if you hack, I'm going to shoot a missile at you.
And kill all the civilians around you.
That's what my government will do to you. Yep, that's the jingle. It's a hitter. It's a banger.
Bro, you imagine sitting minding your own goddamn business in your house.
It's like, hey, y'all hear the high pitch whistle?
Just because the dickhead upstairs felt like...
Boom! He's got...
Oh, my bad. I got disconnected. So, you just
blew up.
Because the dickhead upstairs decided to hack some government bullshit.
Guess what? I'm kind of happy, man. Derp just got a free sub to Sophia bot.
Wow.
He didn't pay for that.
Wow.
And I like the name change.
What? Yeah, the name, it's not cluttered. It's almost like we can see that you're Derp now and not this figment of multiple trash
Static call you gonna come because you're you could have got a free sub to Dean. But you around.
I had already said shout out to Derp's name change.
Yeah, shout out to Derp.
Shout out to Dean also.
Shout out to Dean, yes, man. Making strides in the community.
I guess he was there for the free emotes.
Yeah, shout out to Dirk.
Shout out to Dina. That's toxic.
Yes.
That's toxic.
The new name has been banned.
I had to christen it one time.
Well, that was another installment of the Free Smoke Podcast. We out here every Sunday. We kind of want to change up the format, maybe do more interviews on the show, just interview some people in the community. So if you guys got some streamers in the community that you guys would like to see interviewed, let us know. You can reach us at the Free Smoke Twitter account. That's our most active platform. And by active, I mean it's actually not active at all. There's literally nothing there. But you can hit us up there. You could whisper us on this account. Or, if you so happen to see us in, say, the WLA Discord or the the Mac Dizzle Discord or the Prodigy the Prince Discord or wherever Lion hangs out at, or Greg, ask one of them. Can we get so and so on the podcast? I would like to get their opinions on some things in the community, especially with some of the black issues, that present themselves on Twitch. You know what I'm saying? So, can we just permanently ban Derp for the remainder of the show? Yeah, that would be really nice. I said streamer. I don't know if you heard that or not, but I definitely said streamer. So.
Oh, who's a streamer? Shout out Zan.
Yes.
Wow.
Shout out that man.
Zan.
Whoa.
In fact, let me play this clip from one of his streams, his latest streams. It should be in his highlights section.
Which clip? Oh, man.
Oh, it's a Resident Nova.
Stream too much.
That's crazy. Oh. Ew.
Bring him out.
Oh, you want me to play the clip? All right.
We're play that shit right on stream.
All right.
In the man.
Let me.
Source.
Pretty quiet.
Who ain't got no pants on?
Shut up.
Yikes. Unlucky. I need to fix my audio. My audio's some trash. All right. Beautiful.
I thought you said you want to keep it scuffed.
You're right. I'm not touching the audio. All right. Everyone, thank you for another episode of Free Smoke Podcast. We'll be back next Sunday. Maybe do like an interview with someone. That'd be fun. I'm trying to switch it up the content on the channel. You know, I don't want us to always just talk about topics. Sometimes I just want us to like hash it out with a streamer or something like that. Ooh, maybe we'll interview Green Gamer Bay. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like interview Tay. Like, Ayo Tay, what you doing on your stream?
That could be the title of the stream.
The Ayo Tay. Yo, I feel like if we bring Tay on the show, we gotta it has to be like lit. You know, like she gotta come in with a bop, with a beat bop boop type of a bop.
Hey,
Hey, that my song, turn it up. You know? All right, let's see if we can find someone to host. We're just gonna go to my following list. Oh, look at that. There's no one online that I follow. Static, do you have anyone online?
Who do you follow? Like 5 people?
I don't follow anyone.
BGG is doing a charity stream.
BGG, who's that?
Black girl
Gamers.
Sure. Just send the link.
Or you can hold. Speaking
Or-
of gaming and Twitch and esports, there's this huge NetherRealm tournament going on right now. Top 8 of Mortal Kombat 11, because that's where I'm gonna be.
Wow, you nerd.
Yeah, let's support our community, shall we? What category
Mortal
are they
Kombat,
in?
guys.
Mortal Kombat.
Oh, Cece's on.
CC's on?
Oh yeah, she is actually on.
So, Black Girls Gamers or CC? Let's take a vote.
Well,
Static?
You don't even need a
I mean,
vote. Just go
there's-
see.
CC.
Just
Oh, you
There's
guys.
also Smitty.
Who's
There's
Smitty?
also Risky Bandit.
Titty twerks.
Static.
Mhm.
Toxic. All right, so we're hosting CC. All right, let me.
Afrolista is on.
Who's that?
stop it. We're hosting CC.
What? I'm just throwing out options.
No, ain't no more.
You're stopping me from
I
going
made
to
up my
sleep.
mind.
Hey, all right. Afro. Who's Afro Lee? I don't even know who this is.
Aphrodisi, whatever. It's CC now.
Who are
I want
these
to see a
people?
prod on mutes.
Oh my good, these streams are so bad. Oh, wait. This isn't even a stream, it's a movie night.
Wait, where?
What is?
The last one you posted.
Oh, I don't go.
You don't
there.
even open the streams you're suggesting.
Oh,
You don't even open the streams. All right, we're hosting CC because my friends are toxic. This is actually the Free Smoke Podcast.
bro, who
so-
posted that? Static, fucking static.
All right, you know what I'm saying? We will catch you beautiful people in the next stream. We are going. Oh my goodness, I actually messed up, and I just hosted
Shocking.
my account. Let me unhost. All right, now this is the right account. All right, there we go. So we will be back same time, same bad place next week, and you know we might have Tay on the stream.
We will have Tay on stream.
Ayo Tay. Oh.
Hey, take.
All right, let's get the raid message going.
It actually will be an interesting podcast.
Double spirit goes with everything.
We're just interviewing
What the hell
people.
you gonna say about me?
Huh?